Hello, everyone, and welcome to our second workshop in the 3D Printing Revolution workshop series. And today we're going to be talking about 3D printing safety. Just in our overall 3D Printing Revolutions workshop series, I want to stress the point that safety is our number one priority, and that's why we're covering this workshop in the beginning of our series. So, 3D printing safety. Here you can see some images of some 3D printers gone wrong. You can see it could leave a disaster behind. On the right side, it's not much of a disaster except the actual 3D printer. On the left, you can see that the printer actually caused a big fire. There are sources here which you can go to and check the stories out. Um, so with safety, you should learn from others and also have some common sense. Make sure you keep the 3D printer away from flammable materials. Of course, don't touch the heated parts because then you can burn your hands. And that includes the bed, which can reach to 60 degrees centigrade, so Celsius, for some or for a typical build. The nozzle can reach 200 Celsius. And before touching any of those sensitive parts, heated parts, you should wait until cool down. You should not put things near a running 3D printer, especially if it's flammable. For example, you don't want to have some clothes that can wrap around the spinning 3D printer and it would cause damage to the 3D printer as well as you and your surroundings. Make sure you wear proper attire. No flammable material should be near the 3D printer no matter what, no matter when. Also, no electrostatic material nearby or anything that causes any electrostatic because it can short the 3D printer and cause an explosion. Also, of course, pull your hair back. I think this goes near the proper attire. This was an incident where um, this woman had her hair around the spinning part during a 3D printer when it was running. So don't do that. So this is my home setup. So as you can see, first I had a tarp underneath, somewhat inflammable, but actually it's to help the fire. If like my 3D printer catches on fire, it's supposed to be a separator between um, the fire that of the fire on the 3D printer and my carpet because my carpet is really flammable. Then I have a marble like tile. It's more of a bathroom tile underneath my actual 3D printer. This is mainly for stability, but it's also good for keeping the heat off from the tile into the tarp or from going into the tarp. You should also leave enough large enough portions between the 3D printers. Um, Anything else that causes a fire hazard, like clothes or anything, which includes walls, wallpaper, and also I included a some distance away from the edge of the tarp. For example, if there's fire over here, it won't fall off onto the carpet. It'll fall on the tarp instead. Now we're going to discuss some health issues. When you're 3D printing, it's basically melting plastic, and this often releases fumes. When I say fumes, I mean any sort of nanoparticles that are released into the air as a result of the 3D printing. A prolonged inhalation of these fumes can be harmful. Although PLA is just the material we work with is the safest to work with out of all the material out there. Um, for other materials are not really safe at all. For example, metal filament, which is often used in areas give out flammable fumes, and that's why it's necessary to have proper ventilation. You can leave a printer next to an open window. At where my printers are stored, they're stored next to an open window, and next to a window, and whenever I turn on my 3D printers and they're running, I often leave the window open and a mini fan to blow all the fumes from the 3D printer area out to the window. Make sure you wash your hands and face or eyes if you feel any burning sensation. Of course, you still be doing this anyways because of COVID-19. And maybe have a fire safety kit nearby, such as a fire extinguisher. Now, there's some official guidelines out there. There's a safety data sheets (SDS) guideline for handling hazardous material. This is for a specific material that 3D printers work with. For example, like the metal filament. This would tell you what kind of fumes it would emit and what you have to wear when you're operating such a printer. Another one is OSHA. This is a government agency that has some guidelines out for just regular occupational safety and health administration in the workplace. Now it's time for the fun quiz. Here we have Jesus and Solomon as contestants, and I'm going to be asking a question for each of these different scenarios. So what we're trying to do is ask the question, can Jenny 3D print? Help Jenny know what to do and what not to do. So let's look at the first scenario. Jenny wore open-toe shoes. What do you guys say? Is she being safe?
I would say not because of the hot materials coming from the 3D printer.
Okay, that's good. Jesus, what about you?
Yeah, I think it just would be safer to wear the closed shoes.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, very good. Now, Jenny opened the cover for a 3D printer. Is Jenny being safe? Solomon?
By cover, like, are there covers on the 3D printers?
Not the 3D printers we have, but sometimes some 3D printers have a cover to hold the fumes inside while it's running. So Jenny opened the cover for a 3D printer. You should mind the wording.
Well, if it needs to be closed to prevent fumes from leaking, then no.
No,
Or she's
okay.
not being safe.
Jesus.
It might be safe if, I mean, like, if you treat it as another printer where you're aware that it's emitting fumes, and you take actions like proper ventilation, you might be okay, I think. But
Okay.
but if it's there, I mean, might as well use it, right?
The correct answer is it depends, but the tricky part of this scenario was that I didn't say it was running or not. So the correct answer would be it depends. Now it's Jenny opened the cover for the 3D printer that was running. So what's the answer? Is she being safe?
No.
No. Yes, of course not. Now, Jenny left her hair tie at home and decided not to put her hair back. We've seen a pretty awful incident about this in the previous slide. So is she being safe? Can she print? 3D print?
I think she can print a hair tie.
Her hair's gonna get caught.
Before it prints out, yeah.
Safe.
I mean, yeah, probably not at that point. The same goes for like jewelry or anything that dangles.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Jenny looked at the OSHA guidelines before operating a 3D printer for her project. So is she being safe? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Can she 3D print now?
Oh,
Sorry,
I would
say
say
again?
looking at the guidelines will help her know how to be safe. So there's nothing else preventing her from 3D printing.
Jesus?
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna follow them, right? We're assuming that, right?
um, look at the wording, but the correct answer is no, because there's OSHA guidelines, and where else is there? What's the other
Oh,
thing we covered?
the safety data sheet.
Exactly. Okay, so let's look at this one. Jenny looked at the OSHA guidelines and the SDS for all her materials for her project. So, can she 3D print now? Like, she just looked at them, and now can Jenny 3D print?
She's in a better position now, I think.
Okay, yes or no?
Yeah, she could.
I'm gonna say no. I'm
No,
thinking that she's gonna need to study them.
you're kind of close. Okay, so next one, Jenny followed both the OSHA and SDS guidelines for her project. So is that a yes or no? Can Jenny 3D print safely?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, congratulations. Okay, now another one. This is the last item. Jenny left a 3D printer unoccupied. Is she being safe? This is more of a it depends on the situation. So what are you guys' thoughts on that?
I'd say if she has it turned on or she's running a print, that would be unsafe. If it's turned off and unplugged, then not really.
Okay, what if it's running?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
then it would be unsafe.
She would have to be there for the entire like 8 hours or
Oh,
24 hours as running.
no, I forgot that they take a while to print. I would say she's being safe as long as she knows there's no kids around it and people are aware that it's running.
As long as she's Jesus, you wanna insert your thoughts for this scenario?
I mean, it'd just be a good idea to check up on it every now and then. Not just hit print on a 24-hour print and leave and come back and the the fire that you showed with that it was just a 3D printer. It looks like they were able to notice quickly and act quickly, but when the building or the other picture, that one was probably left unoccupied.
Exactly. Checking on it every so often is a good option, not only for safety but also for if the print messes up, which sometimes it does. You can stop the print. Um, Leaving it unoccupied in general is unsafe, but if you follow the necessary precautions and make sure that has some distance away from other people and other items that are flammable, then you should be good. So that ended the quiz. This is my work cited, and thank you guys for coming. It was a wonderful workshop, and I hope to see you guys next time. Does anyone have any questions? No questions? All right. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.